A good way to think about the ideas behind the stories chapter is to think about the famous story of the Trojan horse. It's a really famous story. It's been told from generation to generation about how the Greeks hid warriors inside a wooden horse that then got snuck inside the walls of Troy and helped the Greeks win the war. That story is a great story. It has lots of vivid details. Someone stole someone else's wife, famous heroes battling back and forth for decades upon decades. Great, great story. But inside that story is really a hidden message. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Stories are more trustworthy than advertising because we don't really believe what we hear in ads. So, ads often say 9 out of 10 dentists prefer this toothpaste, or, 8 out of 10 doctors say that this is the best treatment. But we don't believe ads because we never hear an ad that says the opposite, right? Only 1 of 10 dentists like this toothpaste, or, 8 out of 10 doctors said this is a terrible drug, don't take it. But because ads are never negative, right? They always say the product is great, fantastic, will whiten your teeth and clean your car. We're not going to believe ads, right? Our friends, on the other hand, are really objective. They're more likely to tell it to us how it is. And so we're much more likely to believe our friends and believe the stories our friends tell us, rather than ads, which are much more subjective. One example I like to talk about is the famous Subway story of Jared, right? You can think about different ways to share information about Subway. So you could tell a friend, Subway has 5 subs under 5 grams of fat. But someone wouldn't just share that information for a couple reasons. One, it would be weird to share that information out of the blue. And 2, people like taking information and breaking it into broader stories. So people won't share that information by itself, but they'll love to tell the story of Jared, right? A guy who lost, hundreds of pounds by eating only Subway sandwiches. But along the way, some important information comes in that story, right? By learning that he lost all this weight eating Subway sandwiches, you learn that Subway actually has low-fat subs, right? You learn that a fast food restaurant can actually make you healthy. And you learn that by eating all those subs, he lost that weight. Well, they must have enough options that you can eat there a number of times and still be pretty happy. And so that story takes the same information, but because it's baked into a narrative, it's carried in a broader Trojan horse.